Hello there, ladies and gents, Nash842, and welcome back to Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Now, I've hit max level, finished off Death and the Dragon, neither of which I deemed to be particularly interesting to watch fights, so I didn't bother recording them. Although I will say I did Death the Gentleman's Way, and just destroyed him with a bow and arrow whilst I was running an assassin, and excessive amounts of blast arrows, because that's all you need. So yeah, here we are. I think the only real thing I've got left to do for this playthrough now is to beat the Seneschal, and that's about it. So yeah, let's get on with this, to the game's end. Yeah, I'm also not sure how many people realise this, but I've only just recently found out you can actually get to this platform without having to jump, which makes life a whole lot easier.
Yes, at last. At last you've gathered the whole of them. With them, you can summon forth a rift of considerable power. This rift, born of the Wakestone's power, will guide you forward, Arisen. But I fear there will be no returning to this place. Are you prepared to journey on?
Of course I am. Going to be getting all the endings on the... Sorry, quote, endings on the way.
End this, Arisen. May the world be put right by your hand.
Alrighty then. Man, this music is cool. Yeah, I hope they knock it out of the park as much with Dragon's Dogma 2. Well then. We meet at last. I will kill you in a hit. But I cannot deny the epic build-up.
Well met, Arisen. I'll not waste time on rhetoric. Defeat me, and take my place as keeper of this world. You saw it awaiting you at the end of your descent. Aye. The same world you've traveled to arrive at this place. A world you may well now inherit. It is a simple proposition, no different than any you've faced. You need only the will to claim what is offered you. The will to survive.
Yes, fight, Arisen.
There we go.
Air have fought in coming here. What is it that impels you?
Man, it's just such a shame this difficulty in this game drops off so hard when you hit the higher levels with better gear.
I ask you, what is it that makes you alive? 'Tis volition, unbending will. You are here because you willed it, Arisen. That alone has brought you here.
Consider the infinite potential. Just as you call forth horns, so I command all life into existence. Call it divine creation if you must, but expect none of the mercy men seek in their gods. This is cold truth, the unbending reality of a world without compassion. The world and all its denizens are but empty vessels. In that regard, no different than the pawns. Without volition, there is no true life. The world falls stagnant, dead as an ocean with no current to guide it. That volition is tempered by the struggle for survival. The decision, just like yours, to fight. Just as the pawns need a master's command, so the world thirsts for the will to live.
Let us continue, Arisen. Show that you are more than an empty vessel, animated by forces unseen. Show that the temper of your soul is strong enough to command far more than mere pawns. Show that your will is fit to bind the fraying circle of this world and hold it fast. Fight tooth and claw. Struggle now and cling to life. Show that living holds worth enough to fight for.
It is time to decide. Will you claim your right as Arisen? Or shrug the burden and seek peace in oblivion? Just so. One foot after the next, come what may. That is what it means to live. Turn back now, and I will grant you a merciful death. The choice is yours, Arisen. Yours alone.
Tis a simple choice, Arisen. Step forward or retreat. Accept the quiet emptiness of a false peace, a false life.
Alright.
Then you would choose peace. That too is a valid fate.
Yeah, I'm convinced. Let's go. Still roll. That's just how everyone gets around.
Then fear has bested you as well. So be it. Go and seek your peace, your guttering beacon in the churning dark. And I shall await the coming of the next.
Wasn't that a wonderful ending? Alright, so got the peace ending, so let's go forward to the next one, which is servitude.
Why not put an end to it? Praises of the quiet life are sung far too infrequent. That's a mite harsh, ever to know you.
You know, we probably exchanged about 5 sentences between each other. You don't know me. Now I can't even remember who I've interacted with.
There is naught to be gained from my words now,
So I've got no idea who my beloved's going to end up being at the end.
but your own.
You're not without a home to return to. Why? What is it drives you so?
100% completion. Yeah.
My, 'tis too great an honor for one of my stature.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where you should be. On the fucking ground, you coward. Still wish you could have exposed him.
Why this hesitation, sir? You've ought to protect, do you not? This is your answer, then.
Oh, that's the Elysian.
I would let you rest a while yet, but just as likely you would turn a deaf ear. Instead, I ask only that you keep us in mind now and again.
I do like how like these are supposed to be like creations from a god, and you know they still just try and punch you when they're nowhere near you. And Celine's not nonchalant little goodbye.
He's always so free. You seem to have left me for someone I could not follow. The sight of those
Alright. Well, that's me detaching myself from all worldly attachments, I guess, so yeah, let's keep going.
You are close now. So very close to me.
Come, Arisen. I shall meet you on your own terms, joined by my own companions of old. You stand now at its end, Arisen. See your journey through.
Just wanted to unequip Adriana and stuff so that I can take the servitude ending. I honestly don't know why I hold it off until this point. I don't know, there's just something about having it happen here that's seems to be more fitting.
Cold and empty for all its beauty.
I mean, I guess I could go for his move where he kind of just explodes. But he's doing decent enough damage here, so... I like how if you unequip a Sorcerer's Stave, they just run off infinitely. Like, I'm not even sure why Savan went after her just there. Yeah, of course you've learned of them, Adriana. I honestly think that's probably one of the coolest or most interesting endings in the entire game. So much to speculate about there. Honestly, kind of hope it's something they expand on in the second game. Alright. Alright, well. Time to get the actual ending, I suppose.
You are close now. So very close to me.
Come, Arisen. I shall meet you on your own terms, joined by my own companions of old. You stand now at its end, Arisen. See your journey through.
Alright, let's take care of Solder.
Temper your soul in its heat. The forge of my heart grows cold. Well,
Adriana, what are you doing? Why were you just stood there charging up a high seism? There we go.
Arisen, forgive me. All I've done was to test your will. It is the fate of all Arisen. You and I are swept up in the current, same as the rest. Each tempers the volition of the next, and the endless cycle continues. And so, until the coming of a new soul fit to craft the will to live, someone like you. Until that day, may you guide the world ever justly. I present you with the Godsbane Blade. Those who arise to oversee this world are undying, save by this brand's kiss. I ask that you, as the world's new seneschal, use it now to vouchsafe freedom to your weary servant.
This place is familiar.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a pity that difficulty drops off so hard once you...
Sovereign, keeper of eternity. Grant me now this single boon.
It's really a pity that the difficulty drops off so hard once you've hit max level and got like good gear. It was the same issue with the original game as well, but it wasn't quite as bad as it got in Dark Arisen.
The fire of my life is spent in guttering. Give me freedom with the kiss of the Godsbane Blade. If there is aught you wish to know afore my death, you need but ask.
Yeah, why not?
As my own is yours to take.
Get some sweet lore going on in here.
The Seneschal is steward to the world. The world you traveled now rests in your care. Just as the Arisen calls upon into being and sets them to motion, the Seneschal holds dominion over all living things. There are those who would call such a being Maker or God. I cannot deny the claim any more than affirm it. In the end, they are but words. Call it what you will. Such is the office I have served. just as those before me and you beyond unto eternity.
Rifts are but gateways linking distant...
New crowns. The fact, if there is aught my knowledge as my own, the pawns exist astride the rift. They speak of a multitude of worlds, each infinite unto itself. Limitless in span and lost to time, these worlds extend in an eternal, perfect loop. Just as a ring lacks start and end, so this world has no origin, no final terminus. If it does, they lie beyond our ken. We are prisoners of unpassing time, wandering an unending land. What lies beyond, we cannot know.
It feels different.
New crown. If there is all my knowledge, there is life in the world, and with it death. Naught lasts forever. Each rises and falls in its time. But such is a death akin to that of pawns. They appear in this world and vanish, only to appear again, like bubbles in a mountain spring. As so it is with all that lives within this eternal world. In time, you will come to see it happen under your watch, Seneschal. Each beast, each blade of grass, each human life is born to die and be born again in endless rhythm. Naught lasts forever, yet all persists unto eternity.
Even
New
we
crown.
who traverse the...
If there is aught you wish, my knowledge as my own. Will is that which led you to this place, and that which turns the eternal wheel of the world. Along the endless string of life and death, there are some born with a hunger. They yearn for some other, better place. They are the Arisen, nascent fountainheads of will. And so the dragon is sent into the world to guide the Arisen, and refine them, to temper their wills into aught capable of sustaining the world. And so the cycle of our world has e'er continued. New crown sovereign. If
So if there's one thing I do hope for in Dragon's Dogma 2 is that we do get an endgame area sort of in the same sort of vein as maybe the Everfall, but not the same sort of way it functions. Orbit of Black Isle, where you go to what is effectively a they call a sort of unknown barren wasteland, and it turns out to be just like a long destroyed Grand Sis and Grand Soren. I think that'd be cool. I've got so many hopes for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Mourn me not, for I welcome the release. At long last, I am free of eternity, of infinity, free of the cruel, unending ring.
Nice. Alright then. Let's live as the Seneschal. Yep, and this is it. This is the entirety of living as the Seneschal. Yep. There is something fun about just being able to throw people around. You don't know me. Yeah. Yeah, as amusing as that is. Yeah, why not? Once more. Just really explore it. back in Grand Soren. Oh god, you know, if there was one thing I wish you could do here, it's go to the Duke's Manse and throw him about. I think that would be fucking hilarious. I don't even need to worry about rolling in here, I've got infinite stamina. Force of habit, I guess. Yeah, you. Go over there. Now there. Now you. Join him. Oh, it's stupid. Yeah, that's really about it for living as the Seneschal. So I guess there's just one thing I can do. Pro gamer move. Killed myself. Succeeded living as the Seneschal.
Thank you. I'd given up hope of seeing you again, in any form. It's clear that forces beyond my ken are at work here. But I'll ask no questions. Not today. "72 deaths, and I guarantee you the majority of them are from Godsbane."
What a random pawn to end on. And there we go. After, what, almost 5 years at this point, I finally got to the end of this playthrough. I've still legitimately got no reason as to why it took this long, it just did. Like, even when I was running like 3 or 4 saves at a time, I genuinely had no reason to stop the playthrough. It wasn't burnt out or anything, it just stopped. But, you know, better late than never, I guess. Man, I love Eternal Return. Such a good theme. There we go. Alright, yeah. Just New Game Plus now, really. Well, took me long enough, but I got here. And with that, I guess all that's left to do is wait for Dragon's Dogma 2. Which, I mean, I have my concerns, but, you know, if it can just be as good as this game, that's good enough. But, that said, I like everything I see of it so far. I'm looking forward to it. So I guess I'll see you in the next one, ladies and gents.